finally be able to choose a voting system which suits them, called Mixed Member Proportional, MMP. Is at the request of the provincial government that 103 randomly picked Ontarians, as myself, studied voting systems around the world for 8 months and chose the voting system MMP. The trouble with our existing system, first past the post, it creates phony majorities. The up to 75% of the vote is not counted. People's votes are ignored because a person who gets only 26% of the vote represents the whole riding, has the seat in Parliament. It forces people, this vote first past the post forces people to vote strategically. What does that mean? Instead of voting for the parties that they would like to vote for, they are forced to choose between two parties where they do not like the one person and they like the other party even less, and so they are stuck to choose from one of those instead of the parties that they wish. Also, people's freedoms are robbed with this first past the post. On the other hand, the mixed member proportional MMP system associates votes, gives votes, makes each one of them count, and awards seats in direct proportion to the votes that the people have made. It also eliminates the encumbrances of having to vote for a party that one doesn't like, and it will allow people to vote where their values are. The seats are in direct proportion to what the people have voted for. No more, no less. Governments exist and are responsible to the people. They are to base their decision making, that's their mandate, base their decision making on for the public good. Many of them think that those leaders think that they are CEOs. They are supposed to stand between the corporation and the people, and again, base their decision-making on for the public good. It's between the first past the post, the existing system, and mixed member proportion is that the votes will translate directly into seats, and that is where government passes the laws. People must have the seats. They do not report what is beneficial to the people. They are a business, and they're in the business of selling fear. Mixed member proportional voting system will empower people. Empowered people do not read newspapers. They have a life. So the media, unless they really look foolish, they will not be printing things that are beneficial to the people. In the first past the post and the mixed member proportional system is the way the votes translates into seats, and the seats are where the laws in government are being made. It's focusing that the at-large candidates will be chosen from a party list. Which this list, by the way, is a fully open list. This has always been done. With the first past the post and the existing parties, those two main parties, the good old boys in the back room, they've always been there for the decision making. They're the ones behind it all. Another one that the media is focusing on, all fed by the government, by the way, is that the seats will go from 103 to 129. Well, why did they miss out the information that 10 years ago, Harris cut down the number of seats? And remember, it's the seats that represent the people. Cut down the number of seats from 130 to 103. Didn't give back the money. He took that money and he had to spend it in bureaucracy. So this could all be managed because now there were no more seats. So the only people that lost are the people who had the representation, where the laws are made. With representatives that were actually counted from the vote, those representatives will not be looking at it. The money is there. There's enough tax dollars there. But it just needs to, instead of putting it in subsidies to corporations, they need to put it where it's going to most benefit the people. And that's what our representatives would do. I have a choice. I'm not going to be able to study voting systems for 8 months, voting systems from around the world. So I can believe the newspaper who have owners with vested interest, or the government, or I can believe my neighbors, my fellow Ontarians, who formed the Citizens' Assembly and came up with this new voting system, mixed member proportional. Yes to the new voting system, mixed member proportional. Make politicians accountable to the people. Make every vote count. No more phony majorities. No more phony democracies. No more dictators. Message to fellow Ontarians, road to democracy. Mixed member proportional.